One of the great things I love about this channel is the community of people that, you know, basically come together here. And you all have your own experiences, don't you? And your own life challenges. And fairly regularly, I get emails about all sorts of things, news articles, your own personal stories. One of my favorites is scams, where somebody thinks they've nearly been had over, or unfortunately been had over, and they write in to tell me, and then I can warn everybody else. Now, if you've ever fallen for a scam or you're always wary of them, subscribe to the channel because I always try and help you and bring these to you when they come across my desk. Now, I received this email and I'll read it to you and you can see what you think. Dear Andy, I think this may be a new way to trick the elderly out of their money. A couple of days ago, I had a call from a female whose first language was clearly not English. Unfortunately, that's probably the case in a lot of call centres. She gave me the name of the service she represented, and although I asked her twice, it still wasn't clear to me what company she was supposed to be representing. However, she quickly advised me this service had stopped the nuisance calls about money being taken from my account via supposed purchases from Amazon, etc. I had to admit that I hadn't received any of these calls lately. She then wanted me to confirm my full address. She had my postcode and whether I paid by direct debit. It was at this point I realised I should not proceed with the call and swiftly brought it to an end. I might be wrong, but I think elderly people are being targeted by persons who intend to exploit them, using tactics not too dissimilar to the old-style protection rackets. By the way, after a few weeks' break, I have had a nuisance call this morning, exactly the type this lady said her service had stopped. Strange that. Yes, strange. Now that to me on the face of it sounds like it's something to do with telephone preferences, because you can get your telephone provider to put a block on as many of these services, as many of these nuisance calls as possible, and remove yourself from the system where you end up receiving them in the first place. I've never known and I've never had anybody phone up my house to see if I still wanted to be a part of it. And certainly if I did, what would direct debit have to do with the whole equation in the first place? Something doesn't ring true there. You do get a lot of foreign speaking individuals where English is a second language working in these call centres. And from my own IT stroke call centre experience from years gone by, what they would have is a sheet of paper with questions and answers and possible scenarios they might meet and how they need to respond. And the system doesn't work properly. It hasn't done for years. But on the other hand, you did the right thing. If your suspicions were arose, then terminate the call and hang up. If it's something important, I guess you would get a letter in the post or a follow-up call or an email even, if that's what you use to communicate with the outside world. But definitely didn't sound quite right to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you heard of anything similar? It's always good to compare notes on these things. If you want to watch another one of my scam alerts, you can do that on there. I look forward to talking to you again soon.